Good morning. A few of you have kind of got a little head start on me, and good for you guys in getting this senior seminar class rolling. I apologize for being a little late. I got a little behind last week with some of the other activities that they wanted us to attend. It's just my fault that I didn't start a little bit earlier, but in any event, we should be up and rolling now. I have created an industry, it's called, when you go to CapSim, that you guys should be able to log into. And so today's, I'll start with a little introduction, probably send out another video a little bit later to go over the syllabus. Just to give you an idea, and I'll try to keep giving you some updates. Best advice at this point is get into CapSim, get registered, and start exploring. You're not going to hurt anything. Probably try to give you some pointers of some things that you could and should look at, while you're in there. So let's go ahead though. If you didn't know already, the address URL that you're going to need is just www.capsim.com. There's the CapSim spelled out right there. So log in or get into there, and then of course you'll go through the sign up procedure. Okay, after that you may come here and go to log in, and I say may because there's a couple different ways that you're going to eventually be making decisions and doing some of those things. But in any event, go to the sign up. I'll only be able to go so far here. Okay, but register now. Okay. Of course, you have to agree to their nice little video. And they do that. They have good help teams, and they have good videos, tutorials, and those types of things. So, please make use of those. My guess is the video is relatively short. I'm not going to play it all, but 1:48. But it'll give you some good ideas. Okay. Agree with the terms, of course. Continue with initial registration. Okay. Please enter an industry ID or enter your school name below. Okay. And I sent out, hopefully I kept that email. Of course I did not, but let's go. I sent out an email earlier. I got to look at that and the industry ID was this number here, which is C82825. So C82, make it a little bigger, C82825. Okay, that's going to be the industry number that you need when you put that in there. So C82825. Okay. Okay, then you set up your name, address. You're going to set up user ID and those types of things. This is as far as I'm going to be able to go. Okay, so I will be able to access, I believe, your user ID and password. So pick something that you don't care if I know. I don't think that people are going to steal. You don't have a lot of personal information other than name and address and those things up there. So pick something that you'll remember. Okay. And then you'd hit continue and registration numbers. This is what you should have received from the bookstore. Really, all you got from the bookstore was one single page that had a registration code on it, and the code's usually awkward, some combination of capital letters, numbers, and those things that when you get to the next page, you'll be entered, and then you'll be registered. Okay, then you'll be good to go. At that point, let me see if I can go back to home here. Then you could come back and go to the login. Yours will probably look some different than mine, but my login is boom, and now it's got it saved for me. That's good. So my login looks something like this, with just the one class showing up, and I think your guys's will be something similar. Holy cow, look at that. I just got this set up this morning and already 2 students have registered, so you guys are on top of things, I'm here to tell you. So you can click on that, Okay. And this is where I'll tell you, go ahead and, I haven't set up any rounds yet. I haven't done any of those things yet. Okay. But you can come in and, click on some things, right? We're in the dashboard here. Your guys's may look different than mine. So there should be some other stuff here. I was looking for that. Homework, assignments. What I'll do is I'll do this. Log into a team, and so it'll show maybe a little better what your guys' would look like. Yeah, you'll come here, something like this, okay, and there's a getting started. That's what I was looking for. Okay, here's tutorials. You can go through those. One of your assignments, by the way, that you're going to have to do is complete the tutorial. You're going to have to complete the rehearsal tutorial and the rehearsal. You're going to have to complete the situation analysis, which I'll help walk through a little bit in a little later. We don't need to do that this week, but feel free to start. Okay? You can work on any of those things if you want. Practice round 1, which I haven't scheduled yet. We haven't done. We're going to have to assign teams before we do that, which, by the way, I will assign teams. But if you have people that you wouldn't mind teaming up with, that will be okay. I want to facilitate, because this is a distance class. Obviously, some of you are in Timbuktu and others in 2 and so, whatever teams can facilitate better conversation, better your guys' ability to get together better to make decisions and those types of things. I'm willing to accommodate that. Right now there's 20 students registered for the class, which is a pretty big class for seminar. Be 6 teams, so we'll have at least 3 members per team, and a couple teams might have more than that. And sometimes we add another member or 2, and sometimes we might lose a member or 2. So keep that in mind, though, that if you're in that 3 to 4 member range, that's fine. But if I get too many people that are 4, then I'd have to cut back. So. And likewise, if everybody's just at 3 members, then I might have to add a member to a couple of teams. So this is important here. So I clicked on the getting started. Hopefully you guys saw that, and it brought me to here. And here's the guide. Okay. And what I would recommend is that you click on the PDF guide, and that brings it up. Okay. And this should allow you to save that. Okay. And so if I were you, I would save that to the laptop, computer, your thumb drive, whatever the case. Maybe a couple different places. It's a relatively small PDF. And get that saved so that you can access that, whether we're online or not. Okay. It is, I think, about 30 some pages, if I'm not mistaken. Where did I get to here? Sorry, I went through it. 27. Okay, it's 27 pages. Technically, this is kind of like your textbook. Okay, typically, as the semester goes on, I'll ask them questions, and the answers to those questions will come right out of the guide. Okay, what I find is that typically students try to get by without reading or at least perusing, but I'd recommend that you go through and read the guide pretty thoroughly. It's going to help you out a decent amount. Okay. Join a company you can't do. I'll make those assignments, so you don't need to worry about that. The Capstone Courier, this will give you a look at that. Feel free to open that and take a look. We're going to be doing strategies, and we're going to be doing a few other things. So you can click on anything up here, and that's fine. Again, the join a company you won't be able to do, and some of these others you might not be able to do yet. But feel free to click around and find your way around. Okay. One other thing I want to show you in this, just getting going, is the decisions. Okay, you may or may not. Okay, when the whole class goes on, there's 2 ways to make decisions. One is through the web. Obviously, you got to be online then. You got to be doing those types of things. The other way is to download the Excel spreadsheet. When you download the Excel spreadsheet, and when we get into actual decision making, you can actually open up CapSim through the spreadsheet. You would open up the spreadsheet, you'll put in your username and password, the same one that you use to access the CapSim website, and there's your spreadsheet. There, it's going to have the Capstone Courier, which is going to become your Bible throughout. Okay, it's going to become your Bible throughout the course, is that Capstone Courier. So it would have that in the spreadsheet, and then it would also be your decisions that you would make at that point in time. And we'll talk a little bit more about that over the next week or so. At this point in time, what I really want people to do, what your first assignment is to get registered for the class, do some clicking around. You are going to have to do the I got to get back to there. The introductory quiz, which was found either here or, if I'm not mistaken, it was here. Yep. Okay. You're ultimately going to have to do the rehearsal. Feel free to get started doing that. By the way, the quiz you can do as many times as you want until you get a perfect score. So I anticipate everybody's going to have a perfect score on that. Please do. Okay. And the rehearsal, you'll go through it. Some folks, for whatever reason, don't seem they seem to struggle getting through that, and there should be no struggle really. I think we get going with the class and they haven't done it yet, and then they forget to go back and complete it. So get it done ahead of time. It tells me exactly everything you're doing and when you're doing it, and so get it done ahead of time, because you get some homework points on the syllabus. I'll talk about that a little bit. And that's all right here on the front end. It's all very easy, and it's all designed just to get you kind of to understand the game and what we're going to be doing with this management simulation game. Okay, if you want to download the Excel worksheet, you should. Okay. Homework, let me talk about that really quickly. You're going to end up having homework every week, but it's going to be homework that I assign. Okay, we will not use this homework button at all. I haven't tried it for a couple of years, and maybe I could go back, but originally when I started using this game, and for several years thereafter, their homework module was really kind of clunky, and I tried to fit it in with the game, and I found that we were just fighting things, and so it's easier to go through D2L. I'll give you some assignments in D2L on a weekly basis, and I make those up as we go along, and then you'll complete the assignments like you would for most other classes through D2L, and you'll upload them or attach them to the Dropbox, and then I'll have them there to correct. So that's kind of enough for now. Again, for the first day or two here, that's what I want you to do, is get in here, get registered for the class. I want to see everybody. When I go back to the home page, and it tells me, okay, and I know some of you are distance, and it's going to take you a bit to get your packages, but by the end of the week, I'd sure like to be able to see the 20 people have signed in for the course, the 20 people that I'm expecting that are signed it up. Okay, so let's there, I've got 2, so I want that to add a 0 to the back end of that by the end of the week, so that I'm at the 20. And then I want you to start messing around. Please spend some time with it. Please, don't wait for me. You're not going to hurt it. You're not going to break anything. You can look at stuff. You can mess stuff up. I don't think there's anything you can do that we can't fix. So, get in there and bounce around and take a look at it and have some fun with it for starters. And we'll start getting a little more serious as the week goes on. Thanks. I'll send out another little video regarding the syllabus that'll be short, and I'll send that out in a little bit.